you know what the most dangerous word in business is? It's not procrastination, it's not fear, it's not risk. It's growth. And yet every entrepreneur I know started their business because they wanted more money, more freedom, and a bigger impact on the world. But if you're not careful, that business can start owning you. And instead of it providing you the money and the freedom that you want, it becomes a kind of prison that you can't escape from. Now, to illustrate what I'm talking about and just how easy it is for this to happen to you, let me tell you a story from my own life. And as you listen to it, see if any of it starts to sound familiar. I want to take you back to 2010. It had been less than a year after I had started my first business, which is a financial education company for traders and investors. I was 31 years old. I was working out of a 2-bedroom apartment and trying to figure out how to make enough money to keep feeding my family, my growing family of 5. And in those days, my business was all about survival. Cash flow was the only thing that I focused on. And there's nothing wrong with that. All new businesses start out that way. You either find a way to make money or you die. Now, for me, making money meant getting clients. So I spent every single day trying to convert my small internet following into paid coaching clients. Now, I knew a lot about trading, and I knew enough about sales to be dangerous, but I had absolutely no clue about business. All I knew, or thought I knew, was that if I did well enough and my business survived long enough, it would provide me the money and the freedom to live a great life. So I worked hard, like night and day. And slowly, my client base grew, and before I knew it, I had this little company that was paying me enough to not only cover my bills, but a little left over. I wasn't getting rich, not by a long shot, but I also wasn't constantly in fear of my business going under either. Now, if you're lucky enough to get to that point, you have a choice. You can continue to do pretty good, and you can live the life of a hand-to-mouth business owner, or you can grow. But see, I didn't want a small life. I wanted a big life. Big house, fancy cars, kids in private school. I wanted to travel the world and stay in the best hotels and eat the finest food. I wanted that first-class life. But more than anything, I wanted everyone to look at me and think, wow, man, like that dude's set. So I did what I thought I was supposed to do, and I focused on growing my company at all costs. I took down a 5,400 square foot office space and the nearly $7,000 a month bill that came with it. I hired a dozen employees to help me manage my little growing empire, and I poured tens of thousands of dollars into marketing every single month, all for the sake of growth. And you know what happened? Yeah, we grew from a few $100,000 a year to millions. And I got that big house, and I got the nice cars. But while my company grew, my personal freedom didn't. I had created this monster, one that had to be fed constantly. Each month, I had to make something like $50,000 just to keep the lights on. That's $600,000 a year before I got to keep a penny. My company was bigger, but I was farther away than ever from what I really wanted. I was burned out, stressed out, overwhelmed, with absolutely no idea how to fix the problem. Now, where do you see yourself in that story? Are you still in the survival stage where it's sell or die? Or are you at that crossroads where you're trying to figure out if and how you should grow? Or maybe you're exactly where I was several years ago, burned out, stressed out, with a business that owns you. Wherever you're at on your journey, I want you to know that there is hope. That life that you're looking for, that business that you've been struggling to build, you can have it. And look, I get it. Nobody wants to admit that they need help. We all want to claim the title of self-made. Prideful bunch, aren't we? But trying to be everything to everyone is impossible. And right now, you're trying to be the CEO, the chief marketing officer, the lead sales rep, all while keeping an eye on your cash flow, managing a small team of employees or contractors, and trying to figure out what you got to do to take your company to the next level. Operating as a one-man wrecking crew or even in a small team environment has gotten you this far, and that is very commendable, but it will not get you the business that you want. The truth is, none of us do it alone. We all have help. We have mentors who guide us and friends and family who support us. Some advice you pay for, some of it you ask for. Some of it, you're going to get it whether you want it or not. But up until now, hiring a business coach to help guide you through the next stage of your business has been really a crapshoot. The industry itself has been flooded with experts who are all working from the same basic playbook with the same basic set of skills. First, you've got courses, which of course are great for learning very specific skills that have broad application. So things like YouTube advertising or bookkeeping. See, courses like that will work for you whether you own a pizza shop or a dental practice. But courses alone have some pretty big downsides. For one, pure courses offer little to no support. So if you have a question and you want advice on how to apply something that you've learned in the course to your business, yeah, good luck. So one level up from that, then of course you've got group coaching, which aims to solve the problem of I've got questions. And it's great because now at least you got somebody to answer those questions, but what if you need to ask a question about something that you don't really want every other person in the coaching call to know about? There are times in your business when you don't want the whole group knowing all of the intimate details about your business. Well, in that case, you need one-on-one coaching, which is fantastic. I do a ton of this, but it's very expensive. And if your business isn't already crushing it, you probably can't afford one-on-one coaching. But even if you can, most of those coaching sessions are set up a month in advance or more. And what happens when you need some advice like right now, like today? It's a problem that most one-on-one coaching programs can't solve. And then finally, if you got some serious scratch laying around and burning a hole in your pocket, there are mastermind groups. Now, masterminds I consider the highest level of mentorship because it brings together the most successful and motivated people to one place with the sole purpose of helping to collectively solve each other's problems. Now, over the years, I've been lucky enough to be part of really big mastermind groups like War Room, and I've even hosted my own $10,000 a year mastermind. Now, the downside to these groups is, of course, the cost. The yearly fee to be part of War Room, for example, was a whopping $30,000 a year, and that didn't include travel and other expenses. Trust me, all in, these groups can easily run $50,000 to $100,000 a year. Now, my point with all of this is just to show you that each of these coaching models has its pluses and its minuses. And over the last 12 years, I've used each of them to deliver results for my clients, and yet all of them leave something to be desired. So as we took a look at the effectiveness of our programs and what our clients valued most, we posed a very simple question. Is it possible to create a coaching program that takes the very best parts of each of the current models while eliminating all of the biggest downsides? It's a question that, frankly, I couldn't answer alone, and so I enlisted the help of some of the smartest people that I know. And we've spent the better part of a year trying to design a program that could meet that standard. A program that is radically different than anything that you've been part of before, deceptively simple in its design, yet massively effective at helping you build a business that works for you. We have reimagined what coaching should be, and it's going to change the game. I'm calling it the Bootstrap It Business Growth Accelerator. And it starts with on-demand training that walks you through our proprietary system for growing a business that provides you more freedom and autonomy without the stress and overwhelm that you're feeling now. It doesn't matter what industry you're in or what your goals are, our system provides you the framework to achieve those goals. We've combined this on-demand training with weekly office hours, times when you or any other member of the coaching program can drop in and get advice from me personally. Gone are the days of the hour-long group coaching sessions. You're already running a business. You do not need an extra meeting on your schedule. That's why we've structured these office hours to work for you. Unlike group coaching, office hours are designed so that you can drop in, get help with whatever you're struggling with, and then leave. There's no obligation to sit around and listen to anyone else talk about their problems. And because we hold office hours every single week, it means that you don't have to wait until your next coaching session to get the help that you need. But every once in a while, there's an emergency, or there's something that you need to discuss privately away from the group. So we've created a revolutionary way to provide a one-on-one experience without the huge price tag. I call it direct line coaching. And this is where you really start to see the power of this program. So I figured rather than try and explain what direct line coaching is, I ought to just show it to you. And what you're going to notice here in a second is just how incredibly powerful this kind of coaching can be, yet how incredibly simple and unintrusive it is. Because one of the things that I've learned after working with hundreds of business owners to help them kind of bridge the gap between where they are today and where they want to be, is that many of them don't need to meet every month, especially in a one-on-one environment. And group coaching, as I said before, has its own limitations. But what a business owner typically needs is at random times throughout the month They might have just a piece of copy that they want to share with me, or they might have a question about a partnership that they're looking at getting involved with, and they're not really sure what questions they should be asking. Maybe they're hiring their first employee and they've got them coming in and they're like, man, I'm not really sure which candidate or what questions should I ask so that I'm aware of, so that at the beginning I know what I'm getting. And so when these questions come up, what we've decided to do is create a very unique form of back and forth that creates a one-on-one environment, but that doesn't have the massive requirements on you as the business owner or on me or anyone else as the coach. And so right here, I've got an example from Dan. He's going to help me out with this. And Dan has sent me an audio file and some email copy here. So let's have a listen to what he's asking me.
Hey, Jason, I've been working on this email copy for a little while, and it seems like to me that I'm still kind of missing the mark. Could you give me a look and tell me if my messaging is clear on this?
Okay, so straightforward. And again, he can do a video message if he wants to in here. He can do an audio message only, which is what he did, or he can just type me the message. I always find that it's easier for me to do audio or sometimes a video to show rather than just try and type it out. It's whatever's most convenient for you and what you think is going to give me the best information necessary to give you the feedback that you need. So in this case, he's given me the email copy here. I can go ahead and open that up. I won't show it to you because I don't know what he's written to me here. But once I'm done looking over his stuff, I can come back and decide, okay, what's going to be the best way for me to respond to this? Is it through an audio message? Is it through a video message? And if I want to, let's say in this case, I decide to respond with a video message and I click on the video here. I'm just going to click record. I'm going to say, hey, Dan, I took a look over your stuff. I want you to know the copy looks pretty good, but maybe make a couple of these changes. Let me show you what changes I would suggest that you make. And then once I'm done, I just hit stop and I hit send. And boom, it's going to upload a video directly back to Dan so that he can continue on working on his project and growing his business. But the great thing about this is you don't have to schedule a time. You don't have to come in and try and figure out, well, when's Jason free or when am I free? I don't have to schedule something a week in advance that I know I can come in. This is as a way for me and for us to be as responsive as we can be to your needs when you need them. Because again, as we've discussed, as being both a business owner and a coach and working with business owners, this is a big problem. It's a big problem that nobody really has figured out a good way to address, but we've done it with direct line coaching. There isn't another coaching program on the planet that gives you this level of access to a coach. It is literally like having me on your team, helping you solve your biggest business problems every single day. But we're not done yet. Last but not least, we've concluded a Business Accelerator Mastermind. See, the men and women who join this program come from all walks of life in every imaginable industry. My current client list includes copywriters, web developers, music store owners, parts manufacturers, along with other coaches and consultants in industries like fitness and wealth management. The thing they all have in common is that they're all smart, driven, successful people. Exactly the kind of people that you want to surround yourself with. And as part of this accelerator program, you're going to have access to a private chat group on Zoom exclusively for members of this elite program. Now imagine being in a room with some of the smartest business minds on earth and having them help you grow your business while avoiding all the pitfalls that they encountered on their journey. See, that's what this group is designed to do. We have combined time-tested systems with a completely new form of mentorship and accountability to support not just the growth of your business, but its leader, you. This program is going to become the standard in coaching. You're going to see it adopted by every coach and consultant who really cares about getting results for their clients, because no other program can come close to the level of support that this one offers, really at any price. And on November 15th, we're going to open up for enrollment. Now, whether your goal in 2023 is to double sales, grow your brand, expand your product offering, or build a team to support you and your vision, we have the processes, tools, and support to help you build the business of your dreams. And over the coming weeks, I'm going to be sharing more about how we're going to do that and about how our system works. We're going to go into more detail about how we're going to help you generate those results that you want. And if you'd like to be notified of when those videos are released, just fill out the form underneath this video and I'll send you an email or a text the second that they're available. Look, the new year is right around the corner. The time to start planning is now, not in January. And that's why I'm coming to you today, so that you can hit the ground running on January 1st and make 2023 the year that you finally build the business and the life of your dreams. So join the notification list below, and I'll be in touch soon.